guys, I'm back again and I have for you today my wrap up of the month of June. Okay, June was not so bad. I have 7 books that I read, so it was a pretty, hectic month with just other stuff going on, but also a lot with reading. We had Caribathon. We also had Read Caribbean. I also had 2 buddy reads. And yeah, so I was busy reading, okay? So let's just get started and I'll just kind of lay it out for you a little bit. Okay. One of my first buddy reads was this, which is The Old Curiosity Shop by Charles Dickens. I buddy read this one with PETA over at Comfy Cozy Up. And we had a really good first discussion in the beginning. Then we stopped because of Caribathon, because we wanted to read some Caribbean novels. And then we ended on a little discussion. And we both, I think, liked it quite a bit, but we didn't love it. Because you could tell that the book was full of fillers. Because I think this is one of the ones, it's like he was writing a newspaper every week. So, yeah, it was a bit fluffed up, I would say, by about 150 pages. This is a 555 page book, but has a surprising ending. Little Nell, or they say Gentle Nell Trent, and her grandpa, who's got the thing for the gambling. A hot mess, that grandpa. But anyway, they wind up leaving the grandfather's shop because he is kind of in debt with some really, like with a lot of people, because he gambles all the time and he gambles everything away. So they figure, let's just head on out and run away somewhere where we can't be found. But of course, you know how Dickens is. The story goes on with Little Nell and the grandpa moving from place to place, and they're meeting all these weird and different people. So it's almost like as readers, we're looking into the book called The Curiosity Shop as if we are going into a curiosity shop to buy something. It felt like that for me. That aspect of it is kind of interesting. But yes, a little bit too long, a little bit bloated. And I gave this one, I think, a 3.5 stars, 3 to 3.5 stars. So yeah, no regrets, because I like reading Dickens, and I said I would like to read more. Peter wants to read more too, so we might read some more Dickens together, which is kind of cool. So that's the first book I read. Second book is this one, The Autobiography of My Mother by Jamaica Kincaid. Now, I'm making my way slowly through her works. This is a story that is told as if it's Jamaica Kincaid's mother, and it starts with her father leaving her with another woman to take care of her for a while, and it basically talks about how she is made to feel like she doesn't belong in this new put together family because her father is with another woman after the death, I think, of her mother. So it's very brutal. It's sad. It's a sad book, this one, but it's beautifully written in the Jamaica Kincaid style. I highly recommend this one. It's really good. Next on my list was The Pagoda. This was the second Caribbean novel. So this one, of course, Jamaica Kincaid is Antigua. And this is The Pagoda, and this is from Jamaica by Patricia Powell. Now, this one I did a review on, so you kind of know what I felt about this one. The 2-star book that could have been a 4-star. If you haven't watched that, I'll link it below so you can see it. But I don't regret reading this book because, it's been sitting on my shelf for a while and I have been very curious about this book. But it has put me on to a few other titles that I might want to check out that kind of have a similar theme, Asians living in Jamaica. I enjoyed reading this one because I discussed it with my friend Christy over at Khia Comments here on BookTube, but we discuss it together on our Instagram pages, a book every 3 weeks. And this is the second book that we picked up, and we had a great discussion on it. And like I said, I don't regret reading this. I'm glad I actually got a chance to read it. So you see, that's already 2 buddy reads right there. All right. Then I read Sugar by Bernice L. McFadden. I've done a review on this one, and you will probably have already seen it by the time you see this video. So yeah, love this book. 5 stars. Duh. Get to it if you haven't got to it. Next, I have Elif Shafak's 3 Daughters of Eve, which was also a buddy read. Adored this. Thought this was a really, really interesting read. Highly recommend it. Hopefully you will see the review for this before this video, I think. Yeah, because I've done a review for this. So I'll leave everything for the review. I gave this one 4 stars. Then towards the beginning of the month, I read The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Y'all didn't see that video. I saw that y'all didn't see that. Yeah, this was a no ma'am. Okay, 2 stars. If you want to know what I thought about that one in detail, I'll link it below so you can watch it. Yeah, I just maybe want something a little more simple. Just a little bit too complicated. And no, I didn't understand like the whole point of this story. I feel like, yeah, nah, not for me. All right. And then the first book of the month I read was this one, which is The Warmth of Other Suns. And that is by Isabel Wilkerson. And this, of course, this was a second read for me. And I read this one with my book club here in Normandy, and we had an excellent discussion on Zoom. This was our last book club discussion of the school year, so we won't meet up again until September. And this book right here, I tell you out there, if you have not picked this book up, I strongly urge that you pick this book up, because this right here is going to make you understand a little bit more on our problems with race relations in America and what Black people have gone through to make it to what we have today. This book right here is going to make you understand some things that maybe you don't understand. But beautifully written story. We follow 3 African Americans coming from different places in the South and moving outward. So we have Robert, who is in Monroe, Louisiana, going out to California. We have George Sterling, who is in Florida, going up to New York. And then we have Ida, and she's in, I think, Mississippi, and she's going out to Chicago. And it's through following their migrations that we understand what a lot of Black Americans went through when they went through the Great Migration. Very, very interesting to read. You learn a lot about the politics of America and how Black people were dealt with. And it's just brilliant. Brilliantly written, and it doesn't feel like you're reading nonfiction. I promise, because this book is a chunker. This book is like almost 540 something pages. So it's quite the chunker. I highly recommend it. This is my second reading of this book because I'd already read it once, but reading it the second time helped me remember some things that I have forgotten. I'll probably read this in another couple of years as well. It's just so good. Highly recommend it. So that's all I read. 7 books last month. I had to lower my Goodreads goal from 100 to 80 because it wasn't happening. It just wasn't happening. This month is a BookTube month reading. So there's going to be a lot of reading happening this month. And I have 1 buddy read. So that's all I have for you today. That's what I read last month. Comment below and tell me what you read last month. Did you have a good reading month? Hope you did. If not, let's just hope that the month of July is going to give us some good reads. So I'll see you real soon with another video. Bye.